Amen. Chanju Padu Dani Jaso Dola Penje Sanje Ruo Jo Sanje Chedon Soche Chanono Chanju Padu Dani Dagi Chijin Jive Sonam Je Dola Penje Sanje Ruo Jo Sanje Chedon Soche No Chanju Padu Dani Jaso Je Dagi Chijin Jive Sonam Je Sanje Ruo Jo La Dang La Mime Dang Mime Je Yong Bo Dang Je Jin La So Che 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 La So Wa Che Bo Nang Sanje Sumba Rab Si Shin Tuwe Jiro Te Dao Che Che Tambe Chen Yen Din Yen Dire Che Che Tuwe Je Chen Dire Je Sa We Dire Je Wa Ten Chen Che Ba Te La Cho Tu Te Chen Gu Wai Dire La Bi Nyen Jia Chen Jia Chun Se Yen Me De An Bi Ta Ne Le Ba Tu La Tu Be Sun Nyen Ji Namo Sa Ye Ka Tang Lu Dan Ni Chen Ge Chu Pun Ta Nam Ye Ka Nan Dan Do Wa Kun Je Zhan Nong Che San Ba Tam Je Ge Do Ta Gui Che Den Do我呀，他的谈那个人谈就是地点上，那年纪特别高的哟，可以拼着了马下哇，马跟生家他们叫可以呢，东阿金送金，俺那年们他把地呢，你都可以东阿来，这月七度，拖家了那把杨大把作为上节去，恐怕真不去，今年讲拖把掐，第七度，俺那提把金币缺3年呗，俺那贵了，零八。
So we should set our motivation by thinking like this. Today I have achieved a perfect human existence, which is endowed with all the opportunity to practice and freedom to practice. And at this time I shouldn't be attached to worldly things. Instead, I should think that just as I am suffering in the ocean of existence, so there are numberless, limitless beings who have been my mother, and all of those beings are also suffering due to the 3 kinds of suffering. And in order to be able to free them from their suffering as quickly as possible, I myself must actualize the perfect awakening of Buddhahood as quickly as possible. And in order to do that, I'm going to now listen to this instruction, this Dharma of the Mahayana.
Oh yeah, that kasan gu shi sam de ma si ga la kasro ti che ti xin ni dan ti me san jie yan dan jie yu zhe kan la gun zhou ge wa sun ju ba tan dan si ba nam ji yu yin ni do si ga la da ne la o che ga la de wu gun zhou sun bo di ri o ka se ani gu jian ma liu ba yong su zuo wa tam jie si ba de su re sa na ani san jian nam ju ngo sun ku ju re la ge re.
So yesterday, as we briefly discussed, we touched on the verse 23, which says that the suchness, the contaminated, the defiled suchness, and the undefiled suchness, the undefiled qualities of Buddhahood, the activities of the victors, from which the 3 good precious jewels arise. These are the object of those that see the ultimate. And this refers to the way in which the 3 jewels arise from the causes and conditions that complete them.
대안에 남바 시고데 고름 신도 원에 체박이 아니 군전 시위 와 군전 시 아니 오 삼지 메자와데 아니 라나 바얀다 바 소위 산제레 현기 아니 무슨지 원서 도바차와 뭐 삼지 메자비 치나 아니 산제 바시고 무슨도 제유레 세라 탐제시바 이니저들 가세 제트미 칸라 군조 개와 숨중아 탄나시바 남지 요니도 세팅 바래.
So the last part of this verse, which says that from which the good, precious rarities, the jewels, those 3 arise, is the object of those who see the ultimate. This refers to the fact that only those who directly perceive this new.
Oh yeah. 가서 원에 시작하기 담하게 취재지 지신이당 지메게 지신이당 연대당 어딘저 원에 시작하나신 이체니 아니 또바디 아니 가서래 산제래 셴병 무슨 지주요 많이 봐 삼지메 제비요 많이 봐 산제 코네게 아니 무슨 그 주래 제가 아니 텐다 습관남지 유니도.
So then, where it says here that the defiled suchness and the undefiled suchness, the undefiled qualities of the Buddhas and their activities are only seen by those the ultimate, which those things which are the source from which the three precious arise. That refers to that only those who directly perceive these things see them as they are.
Oh yeah. 다시 넘버 15대 간설샤에서나 기재 스리가라 가상기 주마다 제비 심지 친이 감대와라 시비 인보대체.
So the first one, which says the defiled suchness, that refers to the Tathagata Garbha. The suchness which is conjoined with the defilements refers to the Tathagata Garbha.
아니 tim에 세대 tim에 산제 세대 아니 주마다 제비 심내 주르위 아니 산제 그 추구되라 아스가래.
And then the undefiled suchness there, that subject refers to the Dharmakaya of the Buddha, which is the outcome of a complete transformation of the basis.
참 비싼제 그 연대 직설 팀에 산제 연대 제위제 세가라 팀에 비싼제 그 연대들라 팀마다 제비 심 팀에 비심수파 내 율차윈 주위 아니 천이지 팀에 아니 티시 시비 추구라 추구 tenila 땜바기 아니 직대는 대위 연대 어디와
So then that defiled, which serves as the foundation, which is completely transformed, such that it becomes undefiled, and then when it's undefiled, it is the Buddha. So and then it says that the undefiled Buddha's qualities, those are the qualities of the Buddha.
가설에 추구 등일라 땜비 추도 예반 직대는 대위 연대 안에 산제기 똑줄라 써와 자유 연대.
So these qualities are the qualities of specifically of the Dharmakaya of the Buddha, and those include such things as the 10 powers and the 18 qualities which are unique to a Buddha.
Oh yeah, 다들 남민주 연대. So then
those qualities refer to the first set of qualities refers to the qualities that are the result of the abandonment of the defilements and the realizations, and then the other sets of qualities, the qualities of maturation.
다티가라 산제기 칠레세데 지그레마 그만 예외 제바 세가라 안 똑주당 미시바실라 소와 대다기 라나마 대다기 칠레 아니 두자라 칠레 뱀이 신주도 어와 매바매 배소매바 아니 뒤에 따도 뒤 미제바 주발 제바기 아니 산제기 칠레.
So then the quality, those based on those qualities that have been actually within the Dharmakaya, then the activities of the Buddha, the outflow of those qualities is the activities of the Buddha coming out of the qualities of fearlessness, of the 10 powers, of the 18 special properties of the Buddha. Those qualities, there is the activities of the Buddha, which spontaneously and without any kind of exertion enter into and affect sentient beings. So these four that have been listed, then it says that from those four, then the 3 jewels, the precious 3 jewels arise. Those are the object of those that see the ultimate. So those qualities then that have been, those different properties and qualities that have been enumerated above, those 4, the element which is conjoined with defilement, and the suchness which is defiled, and the undefiled suchness which corresponds to awakening, and then the stainless qualities of the Buddha, the qualities, and then the activities of the Buddha. Those, all of those are explained in as those four aspects are explained in sequence by means of for 4 reasons are said to be inconceivable. So the first reason is that because it is pure and possesses the afflictions. That's the first reason which it's inconceivable. So you can say, why do you say it's pure? This element is pure because, in brief, you could say that it's naturally pure. It's by nature, by its nature, it is pure. The defiled suchness of which is the nature of sentient beings' minds is naturally pure. So Shindu. So to understand, then it's extremely difficult to understand how it is that that natural purity, which is the nature of sentient beings' minds, is at the same time contaminated or adulterated with the afflictions. That is an extremely difficult topic to understand. And that's the first reason. And so that's the first reason why it's difficult to understand.
꾸네니모 메타치를 세가라 chima mebi tishini de la ngar kunne nyomo ba meba rashi la kunne nyomo ba meba la ani ka chima mebi tishini sina ta sanje ge tishini de wa sanje ge tishini de la ngar arashi la chima nyomo ba mela chi lu bu ji chima ta bi tunji ta ba yin ba de do ka wa ji ba de wa kunne nyomo mesitang nga rāshīngi nāmbā thāpā tīmā mī bī tīshīndi ngā lūpū jī rāshīngi nāmbā thāpā lā ngā rāshīngi nāmbā mātā jāng lūpū jī chī lūpū jī tīmā thāpā tī tō kāwā chī yīmbā rī kūnē nī mō mē tēng chī rī ngā rāshīngi nāmbā thāpā lā ngā kūnē nī mō mē bā sā rī tē yīmbā rī ngā kūnē nī mō mē bā sā rī rāshīng lā 아니 가서래 뉴모 밀레바 마슈와 라신기라 티멜라바 타발라.
So it's the second reason this is inconceivable and difficult to understand is that the suchness, which is the nature of a Buddha's mind, which is the natural purity of the mind, is formally undefiled. But then it's subsequently free from the defilements, the adventitious defilements. That's difficult to understand.
Number yewa meshe chir se tegi kandisugare sana ta chima me be sanje gu yenden deda ani chima dan chawa mo chima meba wa meba yimba las ani jidu kune nyo mo be soso jebo ani soso jebo soso jebo jula yang se nimo ma bang bi ani soso jebo jula yang ani chunyi ji ngo la ani rangxin ji namba meba 고 춘이 그 라신 춘이 오라 소소시 소소집이 춘이 오라 라신지 넘버 오라 라신지 넘버 타바데 오라 라신지 처만 매바태당 처만 매비 연된지 춘이라 처만 매비 연된지 춘이라 오라 라신지 넘버 예와 매바데 충바 인장 number 1 메시 칠 성충바디 오다 도바가와 직송와 임바리 number 1 메시 칠
So then with regard to the qualities it says in the third line of 25th verse is because they are properties which are undifferentiated. That's referring to it's difficult to understand how it is that the good qualities, the qualities of Buddha, are undifferentiated in their nature from the nature of sentient beings' minds. What this is saying then is that the nature of sentient beings' minds is such that it is naturally pure, and by its very nature or in its essence, it is pure of the defilements. So in that sense, the good qualities of Buddhahood are undifferentiated from that nature of sentient beings' minds.
아니 다 뒤제라 넘버 1와 몇시 칠 순주 넘버 몇도 칠 세게 아니 산제기 두자라 산제기 잡음 칠레 아니 배소 매바 신기 주바탕 그러와 아니 군롱기 넘버 도발라 미데바 넘버 몇도바 세 군롱기 넘버 도발라 미데바 산제기 칠레 배소 매바 배미 신루도 주바 So then
the fourth one is the fourth line of verse 25 that it's spontaneous because it is spontaneous and without thought. This refers to how the activities of a Buddha are they operate spontaneously and devoid of any kind of thought. Thought here referring to some kind of a motivation to act, such that so that the activities occur without any effort, the effort of some kind of motivation. That kind of nature of the activities is extremely difficult to understand and is thus inconceivable.
Oh yeah, these are that and then the castle, Tatanimo, Tandan Shir, Sagi, and Semrashi number Taba Tamadi, Tishini, Rashiji Taba Tedang, and Nimon and Damba said the Tuju to Shindure. Shindu the dog our Sarva. In that country, Sena Casore teach you to Dancing about a dog our country, Sena Timadan Jevi Tishini, Semjenji, and Timadan Jevi Tishini said, Semjenji Semrashi Tomba de Eche. Timada Jevi Tishini said, Semjenji Semrashi Tomba de Eche. Timadan Jebi Tishini said Kasanshuana, the Semjengi Sim Rashing Tomba de Eche,
Semjiki Sim Rangski Tomba.
Semjengi Sim Rashing Tomba, Timada Jebi Tishini.
So then back to those, that's listing the four reasons, and to go back to the first point there, that it's difficult and difficult to understand and inconceivable because it is pure and possesses the afflictions. That's referring to explain this. Then we have to understand that within the continuous sentient being, the suchness which is defiled suchness, is the emptiness of the sentient being's mind. We have to say that all sentient beings' minds are at the same time So at the same time, the sentient beings are by their very nature, the minds of sentient beings are by their very nature pure or are empty of intrinsic existence. And at the same time, we have to say that their minds are contaminated by the defilements. So it's difficult, it's said to be inconceivable or difficult to understand how it is that they could be at the same time pure, So therefore it's said that it's very difficult to understand, inconceivable almost, to think that it is inconceivable that sentient beings' minds are at the same time in a single locus, or a single locus, are at the same simultaneously naturally pure, that is empty, and at the same time are contaminated by the defilements. So we have to accept that the afflictions which contaminate the mind and the contaminated mind have a relation of cause and effect. So then, that being so, it's difficult to understand how it is that they could be empty at the same time, naturally empty, and naturally pure. It's hard to establish that, and therefore difficult to understand.
아니 초진의 자지 랜숨 진남샤 태바데 나 또바가와레 스과레
라 이렇게
최탐제 라신지 주와 도자만 라신지 주와 도자만 매바당 좋아 라신 주와 자완의 매단 때는 매바당 라신지 주와 매바 매장 매바당 아니 한 자지 랜숨 줘야 돼 자지 랜숨 줘봐니 오데 신도 가와레
So it's like we say, it's extremely difficult to understand how it is that all phenomena don't even have a single particle of which is established by its own essence, that property, and at the same time that things operate. They function such that there are actions, there are agents, there are objects of action, that phenomena operate in that way. These two things to understand, establish, are very difficult to establish simultaneously.
아니 자지 랜송 그남 참 밑에 봐 탱고하러 동미라 배나 심랑신지 주에 동아 아니 제게 심데 랑신지 주에 동데 가라 제게 심데 아니 팀에 레바 인자 아니 팀에 레바다 레제 샤투야 요 아마 코랑신지 주에 동바데 전에 다 가서래 춥다 오마 맨제기 좋다고 말와.
So therefore, it's similar to the way that the lower systems of Buddhist philosophy, the Swatantrika, Madhyamikas, and so forth, that they're not able to establish how the mind could be not established by means of some kind of essence, by means of an essence. They would say that if the mind is not established by essence, doesn't have some sort of essence to establish it, then it's impossible to establish how the contaminating afflictions would be able to contaminate the mind, and the whole causality of object action and agent would be you'd be able to posit or establish that.
가드디다 꾸인도나 중앙매진 지바메 파베 덴바시오나 켈라메바 타와 줄 세자시가 소하나 신천이 아니 친한 최라서 그냥 님은보다 남바참이 최라 소위 최디다 라신지 주바메나 아니 규제를 때네 규대 제와를 때네 저디 중앙 세디 용쇼고 말이스.
So it's in the basic verses on the middle way, it says that there's a verse that says if all of these are empty, then so then it says there that if all things were empty, that is, if all phenomena were empty of some kind of essence, then how would we be able to establish that all things are able to operate, to function as objects of action, as activities, and as agents of activity.
因此，拍拍电把希望呢，去了没把大瓦去了是干了，安尼，搞说的，就来到你们那点呢，就观众那点呢，就等安尼动啊电把转下当，就南天广播那点呢，安尼就广电转下去，安尼拍拍电把希望的就退了，就退个阿妈的，现在他出到我们去，他就完了，都送过来了。
So the end of that verse says that if that was the case, that everything was empty, then because things would not be able to function, then the Four Noble Truths would become invalid. They wouldn't operate. And what this is expressing is that the Four Truths are such that the origin of suffering serves as the cause for suffering, the path serves as a cause for cessation, and those relationships of cause and effect would become invalidated, you couldn't establish them if everything was empty. So this is presenting then the argument of the lower schools, those below the Prasangika school.
我特当几把钱钱这样，安尼让心去动吧，安尼来些，军队所开两个设定，第一个来些三当。 来些你们牛的军队所开联赛的，军队赛的，这个军队马的，是吧？这个军队马的，这个军队人呢，可能俺这么讲的出国了吧？来些个什么当，来些你们牛的团员都要了吧？是吧？人家这个军队马人吧，那么想着个军队，是吧？那么。 前面那把想交给军队什么的，那把交这个，那把想交给军队是，那把军队个这个干了，交这个前面的面呢，俺呢有的想没多吧，那把想交给军队是个吧，那把下吧，前面那把下吧，哦，前面给多完了的呢，俺呢有的交通过来，前面的个下载的马多呢，下载的装没多吧，印章，前面的那把交这个就当有的那把下载这个的。
So then this is the same thing here, basically, that it's saying that if the mind, the nature of the mind was naturally pure or empty, then it would be impossible to establish the existence of the contaminants, the mental afflictions, as well as the mind being contaminated or in that kind of afflicted state. This kind of relationship between the contaminating agent, the afflictions, and the contaminated object, the mind, is not a causal relationship. It's not established that one is this kind of cause-effect relationship here is not a production cause. A kind of causal relationship in which is that one is posited or established in terms of the other through valid cognition. That is that the existence of one serves as a cause for establishing, determining the existence of the other. So that the reason it's not a active causal relationship, a productive causal relationship, is that the affliction and the afflicted mind are simultaneous.
Oh yeah, dona ane di kasore, rangxin ji dong bile, rangxin ji dong ba dang, dong yang, ane tanya zamdo, ane chaje lian sum xiao tuya ki. 아니 대니 조수대 탄주 통마 입에 대니 조수대 도박가에 태어나 다 탄다 조고 될 조고 하래.
So 탄이 두
탄주비. 그러와 당신지 주안도 자면 매나양 아니 민게 다잠도 아니 차제 레숨 태바되데 아니 요트바 신딘도 요트바 군조 대바당 텐담 대바 대니 조트데 다 도가와 임바데 티천다 티된 거라.
So the subject here being explained is effectively the same as that which is as it's expressed within the Prasangika school, which is that it's extremely difficult to understand how it is that things don't possess even a single atom of essence. There's no essence of things whatsoever. Yet, at the same time, conventionally, we have to be able to, or it's quite acceptable and agreeable to be able to establish that things exist as in causal relationships, such that you have agents, actions, and the objects of actions.
So
this way of expressing the two truths, the ultimate truth and conventional truth, is one of the unique property of the Prasangika kind of presentation.
아니 뉘mom이 레바 마슈와 니가 초바데 도가와 다주시와 나신 뜻이로
So
라신지 남바슈 도바당 뉘mom이 레바 니고데 뉘mom이 레바 니고데 도가와
So it's very difficult to understand how it is that, and then the second point here is that it's also very difficult to understand how it is that the mind could be naturally pure and at the same time be affected by to be contaminated or adulterated even by the defilements. That's also extremely difficult to understand.
타다니모 타대칠 쓰리가라 라신지 치면 넘버 당 아니 니몽기 레바 레바 슈와니 그 신디 여바데 아니 가서래 도바가와 인자 타다니모 타대칠 스타타중다 시사르바 대인바는
So we explain then first this, how it is that the mind is pure and yet also possesses the afflictions. That's the first line there, and we explained that. We haven't gotten to that yet. Yeah.
나 디오라 처음에 비티신이 제 도바가와 되라. 그네 님은 메타 칠세데 되라 처음에 비티신이 응아를 치매 그네 님은 봐 만주와데 세데 응아를 그네 님은 봐 만주와세데 가르스고래서라 응아를 가서래 처음에 비 셈태라 응아를 셈지장시라 봐 마슈와라 조고래. 와 강알 그냥 뭐 만주와대
So then the second line of 25, verse 25 says, it's pure without affliction. And this is referring to the undefiled suchness, which formally is without any kind of affliction,
이자 여자라 소외 녀몽백이 티신이라 아니베바 미니바 키 녀몽바기 티신이라 메바 미니바 여자라 소와기 녀몽베 아니 티신이라 메바 미니바
메바 미니바
메바 미니바
건가 메바 미니바
미와다 마미와서 좋아
니몽 수배
여자라 소비 니몽기 동바니디 티신이라 미니고 말해서
So this is explained as follows, that desire and the other mental afflictions are unable to observe the pure suchness.
이다 티신이라 미비 아니 티신이 되니지 남바지 로텔라 간주주 구구래서나 오니지 겨와 그러와 로이나 오니지 겨와를 주지 니몽지 아니 겨와지 된다니까 오니지 겨와지 주지 원이 개와 조금 개와 지금 미기를 마도 니모전지 셈기 디신이라 미네 되녀전지 로텔라 아는 원이 개와 지고 그래서 좋아 아니 니모전기 셈기 미반 누구 말해 아고서
고맙습니다.
내가 디신이라 미비 되녀전지 남바전지 로텔라 다 개와지고 그래. 저와 개와지고 그래. 니몬전지 미반이고 말해.
Well, the reason for this is that a mind which is afflicted, which is in the nature of affliction, is unable to observe a virtuous that which is virtuous, that which has the nature of virtue.
Afflictions
like attachment cannot observe suchness.
No.
The mind that which observes suchness has to be the nature of virtue.
Which page? 132? 136? Excuse me? 7 lines up. So then attachment, etc., those mental afflictions are not able to observe suchness. If a mind has the aspect of interest in observing suchness, then it must be virtuous by nature, but it would be unsuitable for it to be an affliction.
Oh yeah, you must me 대신도 니모 현다라 대치바자 다서 니모 빌레바나 아니 니모 빌레바나 니모지 셈라미 근데 니모지 셈지 니모지 셈라미 그래서 셈 니모 빌레바나 텐저위 니모 되게 아니 셈라미 그래서
And so if a mind is if the mind is contaminated by the afflictions, then it's such that the affliction is unable to observe the mind.
Observes the mind.
앉아서다. 쌤 니몽기 레바 슈와 티세나 아니 니몽기 쌤라 미니오 그래시. 좋아.
니몽기 쌤라
니몽 무바보 니몽체. 좋아. 어 티세나 미니오 그래시.
So if a mind is contaminated with the affliction, then it's able to observe a afflicted mind. Yeah.
oi 가르레에서나 조 이진 남바시와다 티 코드 집이 섬주니 못해 아니 총대 가서 니몬데기 미디 발라 아니 셈디가 미고야 해 권이 미바 충바지 고고 하래.
So the primary mental consciousness, 이게 넘버시네.
그래서 이 가설에 미과 가래에서나 조sem대당 뒤 코드 주인이 뭔데 이거데 아니 미바 충분히 고고 하래.
So the observed object of a primary mind, here referring to mental consciousness, and then the affliction, which is one of its components, has to have a same observed object.
어제 어제도 깨와지 고와 인상 아니 니몬테기 미디 잠바 셈티에 미고임바.
So if it's therefore if it's if it's under if it's afflicted, an afflicted mind, then So again, the mind as well as the affliction, which is concordant with that mind, would have to have the same object, same observed object. So then if you say, well, if the mind, if that afflicted mind isn't able to observe suchness, then how would it be, how could it be defiled? So because the afflicted mind, I'm sorry, if the mind is contaminated by afflictions, then if it when the mind is contaminated by affliction, if there was no obstruction for it, if there was nothing which was obstructing the emptiness of intrinsic existence of the mind, then it would be correct for it to directly see it. But because the mind is obscured by the fault of that defilement, therefore it doesn't see it, and therefore because of that not seeing it, the suchness is together with defilement. So then, if you then say, well then even the stainless, the undefiled suchness, this is referring to the suchness of a Buddha, would occur to be together with defilement. So if you give a reason for that thesis, that if there was no no defilement which functions as an obscuration, which causes obscuration, then it would be proper for ordinary sentient beings to also see it directly, and sentient beings their minds being obscured by possession of that defilement don't see it. That's the reason.
Oh, that tell so give Sanje Chini Usundu Matonwa, so give Rangila Duba Yabaki, Toki Mas Sabare, Rangila Duba Yaba Sagi. Tegi, Ani Sanje Yende, and Tichesu, and a Pendugumare, Sanje Samaki Yende, Tomada Jay, said to Anikin Chukumare.
The reply that we would give to that argument is that ordinary sentient beings who don't directly see the nature of the Buddha, the nature of the Buddha, ordinary sentient beings, within their mental continuums, there does exist obscuration, and that obscuration, but that is unable to entail that the qualities of Buddhahood are together with defilement.
Oh, in the Samjang Yuji, Nelu Semdang, Samjang Nelu Sena, Samjang Yuji, Samjing Trinity. Nelu Sena, Nelu Tadux, Samjang Yuji, Nelu Sena, Nelu Tadula Koni, Nelu Tadu, Semdang watching to your best, Semdang watching to your bodies. Samjingi Yuji, Nelu Tadu. Nelu Tadu Satombanina Kogwara, Nelu said Nelu Tadu Lakone.
So the final condition of the continuum of a sentient being, the final condition here, a natural condition you could say, is referring here to emptiness. Ineluk Simdangoch.
Nelu Tedan Semioti. Nelu Senaka Nelu Tatu Tombanita, Reta Tanda Rojina.
So that emptiness of the continuum of a sentient being is the same entity with the mind.
Samjang Juji Semdang Ti Nelu Niga Mochibi Anikasa Chimen Tribe. Niga Mochibi Chimen Tribe. Tiji Nelu teaches Tabichus. Sanje Samjaji Semdang Chuniga Anitimami Besam Chuni Tabi Tavi Gyo Mares. Samjang Juji Semdang Ti Nelu Niga Mochibe Ani Mochibi Chimen Tribe. Tiji Nelu Ani Casore teaches Mado Ani teaches Tabichu, says Gala Timami Batavi Gyo Mares.
So then the conclusion of this is that the mind of sentient beings and its natural condition, or its final nature, that is the emptiness of it, both of those are obscured by the defilements.
Wasamjang Jirang, Jibi, Timen, Dribe, Ani Castle, Tuji, Nelu, the teachers to take it. Timada Jevi,
Simdan Niluk Nika,
Mochibe.
So the condition, the mind of sentient beings, as well as that final natural condition of it, the emptiness of it, those are in the same entity, both in the same entity, obscured by the defilements. And therefore, and because of that, therefore, the natural condition of their continuums, it is valid or correct that the natural condition of their continuums is together with the defilements. And thus, there's no fault here that they would have already the undefiled nature of a Buddha.
Oh, yeah. That's it. That's it. Tell Chima may be teaching Yini. Couldn't you remember Manjua in the Sedua de Tate? Titata, 다 진디 공 담보 대세도 그래 처음 미티신 해야 되라 처음 미티신 해봐 되라 처음 미티신 이니 나를 처음에 끝내 녀모 봐 아니 가서 만주와 인데 사이도와 예서
the dream meditation
나를 끝내 녀모 봐 만주와 인데 사이도와 다 뒤된다 대세고 하래.
So we need to explain then, it says here that, up above a little bit, that regarding this, that undefiled suchness is not previously afflicted, completely afflicted. We need to explain that.
我这他就修啊，哪些他就爱去修的修啊，因为他得别在那头上我都，呀，看着这是呢，你全面正当，甚至内陆了，总是讲马修行是，全面正当是呢，起码看着这是呢，让心去出发准备怎么的，是吧？起码让心去出发准备真正的想呢，提正当是的。正当的看整个话的是呢，让心去出发是个整个话的话，因此前面正当让心去出发的，甚至内陆了，总是讲马修行，你老把的修呗，是老把的修的，什么起码让心去马住吧，是吧？让心去马住吧，老把的修呗，过年你们吧，马住吧，写差异是。我说，
正当的有呀有钱。
正当是呢，前面正当是呢，起码的真正的钱，真正的正当个了，看来是呢，让心去出发整个是吧？正当让心去出发，是吧？让心去出发的，你甚至让心了马修啊，是吧？甚至内陆了，总是讲马修啊。马修行老把的修啊，是呢，让心去老把的修的是那个呢，让心去马主修啊，什么就是什么，是吧？什么让心去马主吧？什么让心去马主吧？可能是。
The way in which this development is grasping is through grasping of the innate existence.
这多啊。
The way in which the mind exists in its final existence, without that inherent existence. It's in a wrongly engaged form. Because it's that so it's grasping of
真正来讲，
真正可
真正的正当的了，让心去出发真个的话，
让心去出发，
怎么出发真的这个呢？他怎么出发真的那种？让心了马修啊！
让心去出发，心情生命内路了。
马修啊！这正当在的怎么出发？整个的什么的真正钱，真正的。看来整个话是怎么出发整个话吧？怎么出发的？甚至让心去内陆了马修吧的，老把修啊的是呢，老把修的怎么让心去怎么出？怎么马出吧？是吧？马出吧是吧？
怎么马出吧？
现在老把修啊，老把修呗。
老把修呗。
那俺的写呗，跟那你们马出啊写差异，这就俺是对的。
So.
整个是吧？
不是吧？
老不马修是吧？
的让心那么大，的用。
让心那么大的，反正是吧？那个天命正当甚至内陆了，总是讲马修吧，是个那天命正当是那起码真正的真正钱，最正当的怎么出发的钱，最怎么出发的甚至内陆。当年了，总是讲马修吧的，老把修的甚至内陆怎么马主吧的，是吧？怎么马主吧现在，你看说的，我的你们把马主啊，是的第四个的，
So then the way in which this the way in which the defilement apprehends the nature of the mind is that such that it grasps at it as being intrinsically existent, as if it existed essentially or intrinsically. And that the way that defiled mind apprehends the nature of the mind, that intrinsic existence doesn't exist within the natural condition of sentient beings' minds in any way whatsoever. It never enters into the natural condition of sentient beings' minds in any way whatsoever. However, through some kind of misapprehension or improper engagement with the nature of the mind, it's because that way of grasping at things as if they existed intrinsically or essentially is a misapprehension, and does not exist within the actual nature of the mind. Therefore, we would say that that previously it is not the nature of the mind formally is not afflicted. So we explain it in that way, but not such that the undefiledness exists within the continuum of a sentient being. So this fact that formerly the mind of sentient beings is not by nature So understand how it is that previously, although the mind is naturally pure, it nevertheless is conjoined adventitiously with it's not pure adventitious defilements, and that how it then subsequently becomes purified of the adventitious defilements, that's extremely difficult to understand and therefore is inconceivable. Right.
춘이 랑신 삼재의 유지 아니 심 랑신지 다바도 여봤나 여봐 랑신지 남바 다바도 여배 삼재의 심 여고가 말이 와 와 가상한지로와 그 가상한도 깨지 뭐 중소 고소
서부고츠마서
야 안에 두세로와 지도 그년 면모비시 소소 제보 라양 소소 제보 라양 랑근 오유권에 넘버 1와 메비 아니 춘이 응아지 체발 메바 유비치를 랑신지 넘버 타바기 춘이 되나 산제나 맞아봐체 랑신지 넘버 타비 춘이 돼 아니 소소 제보라 소소 제보라 응아마다 치마 파바 근데 체바 메바 탐제라 아니 체바도 뭐 요아래 와 상제랬잖아요 아버도 좋아 상제기 심랑신지 넘버 타바데 소소 제보라야 응아지 파주도 요아래 응아마다 치마다 파섬도 상제기 심랑신지 넘버 타바데
So if we can say that the Sangegi Simgi
Sangegi Sim Rangshinji Namba Taba
Sangegi Simgi no
Rangshinji Tomba Rangshinji Namba Taba
that the natural we can say then that the naturality or the being pure being empty of intrinsic existence that of a Buddha's mind exists without any difference beginninglessly in the minds of sentient beings for sentient beings, for Aryas as well as for Buddhas.
Oh yeah, this is what ngaji cheparame ba yuwe ne de samji me japde teni chima tadaki embi tishinyi dang tishinyi chima me ba yang yin la chima dang jewi tishinyi dang ngoyi ko ne yewa me ba to gawa wa ta 가소래 chimata ki embi tishinyi sanje ki singi simji chunyi de che rwa chimata ki embi tishinyi sanje ki simgi dingi chunyi de che rwa sanje ki simgi dingi chunyi de ani chima meba yin che chimata chawa yin sa ako soma chimata jewe tishinyi simjengi juji simji chunyi che rwa sem쟁이 저마다 제비 sem이 춘이 돼 sem쟁이 주지 sem데 춘이 체 티신이라 되니기 저마다 제비 sem이 춘이 지당 저마 매비 산제기 춘이 되라 모유권에 이와요 말해
모유권이
매대 랑신지 넘버 타바게 오마데 네가 랑신지 넘버 타바 모래 좋아
So we can say then that from the point of view of its nature, that the nature of a Buddha's mind, in terms of being naturally pure or naturally empty or empty of intrinsic existence, is itself by its nature of the same as that of a sentient being's mind. That is, so in this sense, then we can say that the suchness, which undefiled suchness, has the same nature as defiled suchness as it exists within the continuum of a sentient being.
Oh, number yewa message number yewa message number yewa message that do jajogwa ani chima tadaki embi tishinyi ani chima meba teta chime embi chima da jewi tishinyi nila rangi ngoyi kone number yewa message ngo rangshinji tombe ngo rangshin mebe ngo rangshinji tabi ngo yinbe jiba yinzang ngoyi kone yewa message yewa mebe ngoyi kone yewa mebe de togawa re wa
So then the fact that the suchness, which is defiled as it exists within sentient beings, and the suchness of a Buddha's mind, the undefiled suchness, is from its by way of its nature is indivisible. That is extremely difficult to understand and inconceivable.
现在我是心里一没些把我谁干了，我比我来老多，我比我来啰嗦，谁比我也把他，谁比我来啰嗦，我比我也把他心前的，提前给提醒你的，起码没被提啊，我来一万嘛的，你个让心情没把，让心情动比我。 是个的，
我是什么？
我是我不得谁不，
我不得谁不？
我比我来了，谁比我有啊的吧？
好嘞。
谁比我来了，说我比我有啊的吧？我是
去不嘞？
也没写，我是现在也把七个嘛的是。
我七个嘛的。
去年刚刚让心几个的是，让心去他比我。提前给什么当，前面给什么一个让心他比我这是。
Well, so this is difficult to differentiate how it is that the defiled suchness, as it exists within the continuum of a sentient being, and the undefiled suchness, as it exists within the continuum of a Buddha, that those two could have the same, that they could be of the same nature. This is similar to how it is difficult to understand how it is that something that blue and yellow can have the same nature and be undifferentiated in terms of their nature.
那都是钱是吧？但是呢，看了些他大结论当。 他那个去年让星期到把结束没就比马修比身边天的身边人呢，感样没多，他身边就引亲戚了，啊呢，那么他们就提醒些把个一些结论当，啊呢，个去年让身边他那个他妈，啊呢，身边他那个啊呢，看说的去年的。 甚至去年就他妈没把呢，让星期东北结束马修把个，俺那身边干要嘛的，啊。
So then there's another reason how this is expressed for why this is difficult to understand. It says because that within which the gnosis of a Tathagata is for all is suitable to arise. This is referring to all sentient beings. All sentient beings have the ability to give rise to the gnosis of a Tathagata. And the nature of all of them is itself empty of essence, empty of intrinsic existence. And that exists within sentient beings. And with regard to those sentient beings, there's no division among them whatsoever.
我的这个阴阳阳，俺呢说是叫我们看啥的碰不等把真比，等把先比，俺呢真正的经呢，提醒些比一些去求过，俺呢上去了，明白了，提醒些比一些去求过，现在的他让个。 一些求过来，将那样这个要，然呢，让具的，按你看着说的生，按你看说的，起码当差别恰行，我什么都多个没看是让具了，去就过让个具了，明白是，要过算。
So, however, beings, because of their their ideas which grasp at and are which are attached to and grasping at the person and the aggregates as being real, because they're bound by that kind of grasping. The gnosis of the Tathagata, that is the Dharmakaya, does not appear within their own continuums. Where it says the gnosis of a Tathagata or the Dharmakaya, does not appear within their own continuums, you can read that as saying that it's in reference to the ability of that Dharmakaya to arise within their mental continuums, or you could say that it has to do with the portion of their mental continuums which is pure.
도시지 좀바단 차와라니 탐제집이 이제 토마면 봐 중어 세대게 강 도시지 좀바단 차와라니 탐제집이 이제 토마면 봐 중어 세대 가사다 풍부 nemba zimbi ani kasore zimbe chingwa la ani zimbe chingwa da chawa la ni denxing ge jingbi chingwa la ani chawa le ni ani tamje jingbi shi zhong sta
And so then it says, it said that those who are separated from this this kind of idea, this grasping idea, those are for them the gnosis of the Tathagata arises without any obstruction. Where it's referring again to the idea, the grasping idea, that's referring to the idea which grasps at things as existing in a real in a real way.
Oh, 난 되게 좋은 고마 되게 가르된 거래서나 아니 섬제 탐제게 유라 산제지 연단 타다 기룡 산제지 연단 타다 아니 섬제 탐제고 뒤라 기룡당
So this text above then shows that the good quality, all of the qualities of Buddhahood are suitable to arise within the continuum of a sentient being.
아니 섬랑신지 타바 랑신지 동바 셰와 되게 tima 타다 타바 아니 산제당.
So then where it says that being empty of intrinsic existence or naturally empty, that says that indicates that those who are purified of all the defilements are Buddhas.
tima 타다 기타비 아니 가소레 셈지 천이 아니 산제당 timadan 제비 셈지 천이 대 아니 가소레 셈쟁 그 줄라 여봐 아니 감대와 시위 인보 세대다 샤이 두신지래
So then this nature of a Buddha's mind, which is completely pure of all the defilements, that
timadan 제비 셈지 천이 timadan 제비 셈지 천이도 잡아 아니 셈쟁 탐제라 개바면 봐 여봐 세도와 다대 감대와 시위 인보 세대래 저 티제 셈데
So this nature of a Buddha's mind, when it's together with defilements, which is posited as the nature of sentient beings' minds, that there's no difference within sentient beings as far as the existence of that. So, I'm sorry. That which is purified of all of the defilements is posited as being a Buddha, and that which is together with defilements, the nature of sentient beings, which is conjoined with the defilements, that is expressed as being the Tathagata Garbha, the essence of the Tathagata. And there's no difference within sentient beings. All sentient beings have that without any differentiation. So that essence of the Tathagata, the element, then is not, because of being obscured by grasping at things as being real, Therefore, because it's obscured in that way, sentient beings don't see it directly.
되니다 무슨도 가서래 대무슨도 통화라 안에 산재지 이시 중마 따또 바까와 인천이 따또 쓰는 말에.
And then by seeing that directly, from seeing that directly, and that arises the gnosis of a Buddha, and this is difficult to understand.
야, 다 대제라다 가서래 산재기 틀려야돼 이 말에. 다 산재 틀어들 때는 뭐 노트만 보시오지도 되시셔고야. 산재지 틀려. 산재기 틀려야돼 현루 넘버 몇도 치를 써야 되게 다 틀려셔고야.
So then we come down to the activities of the Buddha and how they operate.
현루 넘버 몇도 치를 써야 되게 안에 산재기 잡아. 현루 넘버 몇도 치를 써야 돼. 뒤직자도 안에 두자 탐제라. 뒤 탐제도 좀 매봐. 안에 틀에 현지 주진. 아니 가서래 그놈 그 도방도 또 매고 봐. 나봐 도방 매봐. 세대 나봐 매도 봐. 내 신도 아니 나봐 매도 봐. 가서래 사모 동반이라 아니 라르메다에出去 냠바 샤 아니 도지 삼바 기다와당 야 아니 그렇구나
So this is expressed the inconceivability and how difficult it is to understand these activities of the Buddha is expressed in the 4th line of the 25th verse, that because they're spontaneous and without thought, this referring to those activities. This is explained how the activities of the Buddha without any kind of exertion, because of the good qualities of Buddhahood, without any kind of exertion, the Buddha's act for the benefit of sentient beings, spontaneously and without any kind of motivation that which is involved with some kind of exertion. They don't have to have that exertion of a motivation, and this operates spontaneously, even though they're simultaneously absorbed into meditative on emptiness, single-pointedly. They act spontaneously.
아니 누자라 뒤 탐제도 아니 배조 매봐 아니 틀에 흔주 주진세 그런 거 따방도 먹고 인장 남바 또 믿어봐 아니 천이라 내 제주도 냠바 라미당 주지 제주도 냠바 샤바 내 신도 아니 가서 누지 삼바 치다 와당 아니 나를 개위 자와 치다 싸바 삼바 치다와 신도 아니 가서를 섬제나라 마상와 매봐 아니 제수 팀비 아니 틀렌주 받쳐봐
no the gona
다준데 뒤바래 배소 매봐 틀레 배소 매봐 신지 주바 신지 주바 나바 따바 매봐 세디 아니 군롱기 나바 따바 문도 좀 매고와
So then to reiterate this, without any kind of effort, it's spontaneous, and without any kind of thought, it engages in the activities of benefiting sentient beings.
남바 또바 온도 좀 남바 또바 매바데 남바 메도바 아니 유동바니라 아니 가서 라미당에 주지 냠바 샤신도 아니 도지 삼바 치다와당 나를 개위 자와 치다를 싸바 아니 도자 코나가 감 치다와이 대신도 아니 섬자 나와라 가서를 마상 매봐 섬전지 퇴제발라 마상만 매진 아니 섬전 대다게 삼바단 튠바 아니 틀려 주바 잡아
So then also, while the Buddha has entered into single-pointed meditative absorption on emptiness, and while remaining in that state of meditative absorption, never arises out of that state of meditative absorption, but nevertheless the Buddha's activities spontaneously and without any kind of motivation function so in accordance with the character of sentient beings, in accordance with their dispositions. They operate so as the Buddha's activities operate so as to benefit them, and in accordance with also how the beings to be trained, what kind of roots of virtue that they have amassed, and their character and aspirations.
Hundred number middle chill said it that day, but 100 number middle chill, Bezo meba trille hingy drudging. And then number mitoba meba, number mitoba, number toba meba, that dog do not do she come down, sambada, palana, chitawa into kensing. And it's some jam mebagi, and it mazang mebala, jesu tumba, and a trille shuba zabate, tobagawa.
So in brief then, where it says spontaneous and without thought, it's that the Buddha's activities operate in accordance with the character of sentient beings, their basic dispositions, in accordance with their interests, their aspirations, including even their unconscious tendencies, their unconscious attitudes and dispositions, and without any kind of discrimination or without any kind of lack, the activities of the Buddhas are engaged in providing benefit to sentient beings.
Oh yeah, Digi Tobakawa de Ma Chintani, that Dijela Pajendi Mamandro, Doja Toba Tini, Yala Toba Tel, Chachitang, Kurim Shindu Neji, Tachusum Jin, says to our own.
So that gives the four reasons of how the four character, the element, and so forth are difficult to understand and inconceivable. And then the following verse 26 says that that understanding of that which is to be realized. In the verse here it says, the object to be realized realizes it. Branches of this, and for the sake of causing realization of these respectively, the first is the cause of purification, and the other three are conditions. Therefore, that which is to be realized, which is the suchness, the defiled suchness, if you understand it directly, then it's the qualities of the Buddha will arise. And if you don't understand it, if you don't realize it directly, then you won't be liberated from samsara. You won't achieve liberation from samsara.
Toba Chavi Shaja Tatuba, Ane Kamji Ne Jibote, Chime number Tabi, Chuma number Taba, Taju Yinsi, come Chuma number Taba de, Ane Kuala Trovadan, number Tamja Chimba, Ishikiwa, Juyin, Siguarita, number Tamja Chimbegi, Ishikiwa.
So, therefore, seeing this element without defilement is expressed as being the cause for liberation from samsara, as well as the cause which makes suitable the arising of the qualities of omniscience, of omniscience itself.
Kamla, Aning Gui Mindawa, Yeling Gui Mindawa Kastaka 샤게 산제 군조가 가수 테마나신 체니 라 디앙 아니 카메라시 지나바타바 대 아니 주샤야 돼 계지 주샤가 말해.
So above, when we discussed the nature of the element, and we said that it has the element, which is the Tathagata Garbha, the essence of the Buddha, has different kinds of names where it's sometimes said to be a cause. Cause here doesn't refer to cause in the sense of active production.
산제지 이시 기위 주조의 아니 창선 파비 냠샤 이시 김미바 냠샤 이시 되게 미바 가르에서나 카메라 신지 남바탑에 돈이티.
So the principal cause for the arising of a Buddha's gnosis is the object which is realized within the meditative equipoise of an Arya who is seeing the element without defilement.
파베냠샤 이시 되게 아니 니모바당 세제 드바 대다기 아니 가서를 의지 인보 체네 냠샤 림바 신도 제데 타르나 바탐제 준비 이시디 지고고 하라 와
동부디
파베냠샤 기스 돈이도 파베냠샤 이시디기 덴진당 세제 드바기 아니 뭐니 림바 신도 체데 아니 대다 방비 타르
So that gnosis, Arya gnosis, which is directly realizing the element, serves as the antidote, which is the direct antidote to the defilements. And by that gnosis, then it gradually purifies the element of the defilements, such that in stages one progresses to the state of omniscience.
아니 나바탐제 집이 이시 미종와 인장 아니 동반이 카메라시 나바탈라 아니 유스타샤레스
파베냠샤 예시기
돈이 또비 파베냠샤 이시데 메나 아니 나바탐제 집이 이시 미종와 인장 유 동반이 될라 아니 유스면 다와레스.
So the gnosis of the Arya's gnosis, which realizes emptiness, is a necessary condition for the arising of a Buddha's of a Buddha, and that the object of that gnosis, emptiness, therefore is a necessary condition for the arising, for the gradual purification of the element, the removal of the defilements from the element, such that omniscience can be achieved. So therefore, the object of that Arya's gnosis, the emptiness itself, is designated as a for the arising of the omniscience.
아드니 도자도바 티니 양라도바 체치데 도자도바 티니 양라도바 체치 도자 카메라신지 남바타바 도바 대체 티신 용무숨도 도바 타투바데 카메라신지 나라신지 도바 타투바데 창주래 타투바데 창주.
So that understanding in the verse there 26, it says that understanding of that which is to be realized, that is serves as the agent for realizing or understanding the factors.
도자 도바 티니 도자 컨트라진 티체체 와 다티 도자 도바 타투바 티신이 무슨도 도바 타투바데 창조지래 도자 도바 타지야 친자체라.
So that understanding of that which is to be realized is itself awakening.
도자 도바 티니 티신이 무슨도 도바 타투바데 창주레스 야라 도바 체지당 세가라 아니 창주 대기 야라 아니 산제지 연대 산제지 연대 돕주다 미지버실라 서와 그 산제기 연대당 연대 뒤뒤위 아니 도자르gen 숨기 돕실 아니 틀레데스
So,
엄마 제비지 틀레 디시시비 추구 틀레 아니 가소래 주 틀레데 다 고름신보데 고름신도 제가라 르당 장주당 틀레 순보데 림바 인도 아니 나는 바양다바 저것이 토바체비 게임 바텔라 고름신도 내지데 다주 숨기 게임노 쓰와
So the first line then refers to awakening, and I'm sorry, the first line refers to the element. The second line then refers to awakening, and then out of that coming the activities. So understanding that suchness is itself the awakening, and that causes the achievement, the realization of the factors of that, which are the
장주 TV 연락라 가르에서나 산제기 연대
So the factors of awakening are the good qualities of Buddhahood.
연대 텔라 때는 아니 두자르gen 숨기 아니 대신이 똑바로 차위치 틀에 고름 신도 틀에 촌이라.
And then, based on those good qualities, then the activities of the Buddha cause the disciples of different types to be able to gradually understand in sequence the
아니 정말 타바체바기 견레스 타바체바기 견
So those three, the awakening, the qualities, and the activities are they all operate so as to purify the element condition. Condition. Well, they serve as a condition. So those So those three, the awakening, the qualities, and the activities serve as the condition for the which is the element.
Oh yeah. 다 가서 얘가 공을 셔봐 나신 전에 줄라미 치도 제위 도자기 티신이데 녀알레비네체 녀알레비네 니레라샤 티신이데 다 감데 정말 장유가라 정말 정지 잡아 아니 녀알레비네체 유점주 유도 유점주 유도 주의 현지라 초승비 아니 창주당 연대당 아니 틀레슨 보데 아니 줄라미 치도 줘 자위 가서 두자 대기 감남바 정제기 아니 깨레 쓰거래.
So then the element which is suchness, that is the basic material cause or for the arising of enlightenment of the awakening of enlightenment, and so that the ability to achieve that purification of the element is dependent on the condition of the awakening bodhi and the qualities and activities having already been obtained or actualized by others. So before, when we explained that great translator Ngoglo Sawa, he explains how these three last topics, the awakening, the qualities, and activities, are understood to be not the causal refuge. Is for something for oneself to obtain, rather than the effect. But however, in our system, these three are understood as the cooperative, the conditions, cooperative conditions, the for the rising of the purification of the element.
Oh yeah, that didn't charge.
So that's what we'll stop.
Yedang guru rana mendra la kani yada